Hi, this is Brian Schiff with Functionally Fit. In this column, I'm going to review a technique to improve soft tissue mobility using some myofascial release techniques. A lot of times we'll see in our overhead athletes and people doing a lot of repetitive weight training and overhead activity at work, you get a lot of tightness that can build up in this posterior shoulder. That becomes problematic if people develop a loss of internal rotation, such as glenohumeral internal rotation deficit, which can lead to internal impingement for our throwing or our overhead athlete. But posturally, we see people develop dysfunction as well. And so any kind of tightness in that posterior shoulder can lead to faulty glenohumeral joint mobility or just poor scapulohumeral mechanics. So it's important that we address that prior to throwing or overhead activity or even our training sessions itself. So I'm going to demonstrate just using a ball here against the wall. Now, standing up is often easier because somebody can direct the pressure accordingly versus lying on the floor, which is a little bit more intense. You know, they can start with a tennis ball, a cross ball, trigger point ball. Really doesn't matter as long as they can get into this posterior shoulder. And a lot of times I'll tell them lean into the ball and just do some nice gentle circles like this, where they're just kind of working the shoulder tissue in there. You know, you're kind of right along the back of the shoulder joint, right on the lateral part of the scapula, so we can hit this posterior cuff area, so your infraspinatus, your teres minor. You're also going to be able to get your posterior deltoid a good bit. And you can also work on your teres major and even your lats a little bit, which is all good to kind of work on finding those tight and sore spots. So that's my basic technique. And then I'll have them do a little bit more active work. So now we can start to do some active elevation. And again, they're just maintaining consistent pressure. And we're just working a certain number of repetitions, maybe do 3 to 5 repetitions. One of my favorite ones is more of a crossbody or a posterior shoulder emphasis, where we do horizontal adduction. We just bring the arm straight across like so. And this is nice, you can do it at different angles across the body, but you're really just getting some nice decompression work there and bringing it across. So it's important that they grade the pressure accordingly, but quality is more important than quantity. So a lot of times I'll just have the client do 3 to 5 repetitions on the active release techniques, and if they're just going to work on soft tissue mobility and rolling, probably 1 to 2 minutes in total duration. This is a great way to mobilize tight soft tissue back there, and then we'll follow it up with some static stretching if that's required to improve internal rotation mobility as well. It's something that you can put into their pre-workout routines or pre-throwing routines to help optimize shoulder mobility and facilitate the best mechanics we can.